That's a nice touch right there. Thank you. Melissa was speaking, and I was back there trying to collect my thoughts. And I'm like, I'm a Greek boy. I don't cry. Like I'm a Spartan. And then, Melissa, you made me break down. Jesus. Thank you. It's such an honor to get promoted today with Melissa. I remember Eric speaking about Melissa when she's a brand new leader, and we had an org meeting, and Eric knew that Melissa is the real deal. And, you know, I always enjoyed working with her. I, looked at her as like my younger sister in the business, and I always wanted to see you getting promoted. So it's so special today to share this day with you. I'm super proud of you. It's a great job. Let's hear from Melissa again. So this promotion is a reflection of collective effort from a lot of people, and I have tremendous gratitude for so many people that I want to take some time to thank them for all the support that I received over the last 12 years, because this wouldn't be possible without them. So the first person I want to thank is Barb Majeski. Barb is not here today. I know she's watching us on Periscope. And I want to share with you a few stories about Barb, because it really have defined my career. Barb was an organizational consultant when I met her. I think she had about 18, 19 offices. And she did my first round interview. And I interviewed with a lot of different offices. And when I met her, I thought she was like super cool. She seemed very successful and very confident. So I decided to go back to the second round interview. And it was a field interview, and at the end, I had the third round interview, and Barb did my third round interview as well. And she closed me. She said, I think you're going to be a great match for our company and our team, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. And I said, okay, I'll see you tomorrow. And I walked outside, and I said, I didn't even want this job. What happened? And then I went to bed that night, and I'm like, how did this lady tell me I'm going to be tomorrow at her office when I didn't want to be in her office? So I showed up, and I remember within my first couple of days, she said, meet you at 6:30, we're going to have breakfast. And I'm like, okay, I didn't know better, right? So I showed up, and we ate. She did new guy breakfast with me. And the day I got promoted to leadership, she said, congratulations, I'm taking you out to dinner. And that day, we sat down, and she asked me about my goals and my dreams. And I couldn't like describe them as well. I couldn't articulate my goals. And she made me feel actually very good about I'm able to articulate my goals. She said, listen, when I was your age, I was still figuring out what life is all about. And think about them, and we'll catch up another time. And she shared some of her goals, which are very inspiring. And a few weeks after, we had a crew meeting, and she asked me, and I put a lot of thought at that point, and I said her goals. I was like, that's great. You're thinking about your goals. That's a great sign that you're going to do great in life. Keep on thinking about your goals. Keep on thinking big. So for about 6 months, we moved to Philadelphia. And Philly, we're in Virginia. I was doing pretty well, closing several apps, multi-apping every day, making about $1,000 a week, so life is good. So I go to Philadelphia, and Eric and I moved there, and I remember Phil was kind of rough on me. The decision makers didn't say I'm not interested as much as they did in Northern Virginia. They were a little bit more direct. So I I remember Eric and I went together the first day, and we had a pretty rough no. And after that, my confidence just shattered. And for 7 days, I didn't close an app. I rolled. So Eric every day was like, not a big deal, we'll get him tomorrow, right? He's like always supportive. And Barb that day, the 7th day, said, George, we're going to have dinner tonight at my place. And I'm like, cool. I'm not making any money. She's going to feed me. This is awesome. So I go up to her place, and she has like a big pizza there waiting for me. And as we sit down, she's like, oh, have something to eat. And I'm taking a bite of my pizza. She says to me, George, this is where the rubber meets the road. And I'm ESL. English is my second language. I have no idea what she's talking about, right? I'm like, yeah. As I'm eating my slice of pizza. And she gets that I don't understand what she's talking about. And she gave me this whole speech about performance. She gives me the whole speech about making sure that I remember that I have to follow through with actions and solid effort. And that night I went back. Eric was just hanging out in our apartment because we moved in together. And Eric's like, hey, how did he go? I was like, dude, I got fired. And he's like, no, Barb loves you. She will never fire you. What are you talking about? I was like, no. She said, if I roll one more day, this is where the rubber meets the road or something. And she's like, no, that's not what she meant. So I remember that night, I'm like, oh, God, right? I couldn't sleep. I had anxiety. I packed my suitcase, and I'm like, if I don't close tomorrow, I'm just going straight to the airport. I'm going to write a check to Eric, sign over my car, and I'm out, right? So that morning, I was like, it was very overwhelming for me because I couldn't wait to go to the field. And I remember I was in my car, and I tilted the mirror down, and I'm like, God, please, today needs to be the day that I close an app. Like, please, I beg you. And I walked out of my car, and I said, I'm going to work as hard as I can. And the first business I walked in, some leader didn't work their territory correctly because that business was waiting for someone from AT&T. And I thought I was being like, someone was playing a joke on me because when I walked in, it's like, oh, I was waiting for you. And I'm like, yes, right? So I came back, I rang the gong, I was like, I'm the man, right? So I want to thank Barb for everything she's done for me, and I'm thinking of her, and I love her so much because without her, I wouldn't be here. She sponsored me to stay in the United States, and she always in my corner, and she always looking out for me. And much love to you, Barb. I want us to thank Jim and Gary. Jim and Gary have built an amazing business for us, a business that provides a tremendous amount of opportunity, and they set such a great example for all of us. We're just so fortunate to have such great leaders. You look at Gary, and all around, he is just an amazing man, and inspires all of us to be better people. And without their partnership and them buying the company, I don't think our opportunity would be the same. So Gary, thank you so much for everything for you, for all of us. One thing I want to point out, I don't know if you remember, Gary, but when I was in the business for about 14 months, and then my working permit was expired, so I had to go back to Greece for about 7 months. I got deported. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say. I remember those 7 months, and they were pretty rough because I lost direction. I was not really sure what's going to happen. They said, the lawyer said, you're going to be back in 4 weeks, and it was like 7 months after. But I'll tell you, Gary emailed me several times, and it had a huge impact on me. Because Gary is the CEO of the company, and I'm just a leader. And he sent me several emails asking me how I'm doing and how are things and how am I feeling and am I excited to come back. And it reinforced me that I'm definitely going to come back and follow through with my goals and my partnership with Eric. And that was a big part of my decision. A lot of people ask me, like, oh, how did you decide to come back? Well, I knew I wouldn't fail with all the support that I had from Cydcor and everyone else around me. Vera, Melissa said you're inspiration to all women. I think you're inspiration to all the dudes here too, just so you know. You know, you're the heart of Cydcor. Your leadership is inspiring, and every single person here is behind, you know, Cydcor and your goals. Like, I love the fact that you want to win and you want to build a company to be $1 billion company. Like, that, you know, gets me so fired up every single day thinking about it, and I'm telling you that I'm not going to stop until we get there. The other part that I really appreciate about you, V, is that you've opened your house to me several times. Like, you've let me meet Sean and Steven, and every time I come to your place, you give me the sense of family that I had when I was back home, and it's like so great. And I love that we sit down, we talk for hours about everything, and it is just like great to work with someone like you. Thank you so much. So I'll share a quick story here. When I was a rookie owner, and you'll know exactly who I'm talking about, by the way. When I was a rookie owner, this great public speaker came to my office, ran an amazing meeting, and he said, "Showtime." And I'm a rookie owner. It's my office. I earned it. And as soon as we say showtime, all the guys go out, and I go back to my office. And I start checking my email. And I'm just doing my thing because I'm an owner now. And my door opens, and John says to me, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, checking my email, right? And he looks at me, and all of a sudden I realized that was a bad answer, right? He's like, "Do you know what it takes to build a business?" And I'm like, "Yes, sir." I don't, like, you know, at this point I'm like, oh my God, I'm like in trouble. So I start running in my office, right? And because I realized what's about to go down here, right? And I grab a pitch book from a pitch book was down on the floor. I don't even know his pitch book. It might be a leader's binder. I just grabbed it and started running in the parking lot to find my car because I was panicked. I was like, oh God, I'm going to be in so much trouble. And I called my guys up. "Where are you?" Right? I'm like, trying to go to the field to ring the bell. And, you know, it was a lesson that John always, you know, pushes people to do their best. And he wouldn't let me, you know, just do the business, just do it. He wanted me to do it the best way I could. And I'll tell you another part. When I was in Memphis, Tennessee, I had a hard time. Right around 13 months, I was just like, I was just not getting any traction. And I remember I called him, and I was not feeling good, and he could hear it in my voice. And the next day, he called me, and he was in Memphis at the airport waiting for me to pick him up. And I'm a rookie owner. Like, John is like senior national consultant. He has all those consultants on his team, and he just got on the plane to just come and see me and be there to support me and remind me that I'm going to reach all my goals as long as I keep on working hard and I keep on taking care of my people. And I will never forget that. You know, I will never forget that day, because I knew that it was not, he cared about me and he cared about my life. And over the last 12 years, John has been one of the biggest supporters. He's the big brother I never had. And I know that his intent is as pure as it can be. And he set such a great example for all of us. And it inspires me to be a better leader to my people and a better, you know, man. I look how he treats Carrie in Savannah and Sienna every single day, and he's a great husband and a great father, and I hope one day I can be like you, John. Thank you. Eric, Eric forced me in this partnership. He picked me up one day. I didn't have a car. I was saving all the dollars I could to buy a car. I was just a walker in the field. And Eric picked me up that morning and said, I've been thinking about this. We're going to go all the way, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh, God, 6 o'clock in the morning, right? And he said, we're going to do all those things. And then I'm not even paying attention, to tell you the truth, but, because one of his morning rants that he had every single morning. But I really appreciate he's giving me a ride to the office. I mean, that's very nice of him. And so I'm somewhat nodding my head. I'm like, yeah, dude, yeah, cool. And at the end, he just puts his hand out there. He's like, shake on it. I'm like, shake on what? I don't even know what's going on here, right? So we shook hands, and he said, I promise you, I will work the hardest. I will work every single day until we both, reach our goals. And, it's true. He has. When I was, as I mentioned, stuck in Greece for 7 months, he paid my rent for 7 months. I came back and I told him, listen, I'm going to save the money and I'm going to give you the money back. And he said, no, you have done the same thing for me. And he's always been extremely supportive. He's always thinking long term. And I can tell you, that this wouldn't be possible without you, Eric. We've hit I've hit some rock bottom moments, which is pretty normal while you're building your business. And at any given point that I needed my help was unconditional love and support from Eric. And I'm just so excited about what we've done so far, but where we're going, I think it's going to be even more impressive. And it's just great to see him build his family, and he's just a great example. And also I want to thank Tara, because Tara has really helped Eric in a lot of ways, Terry, right? I remember Eric when he was 28 years old, right? And I appreciate all your help with Eric. I want to thank Kel. Kel, you've become one of my best friends. And, a lot of people say, if I didn't have my hub, I would be broke. If I didn't have Kel in my life would be a mess. We talk and we email and we have constant communication. And I trust her so much with everything in my life. I will talk to you and I'll get your advice, because I know how much love you have for all of us and how much you've helped all our organization. It's just incredible what you do every single day. You give it your all with all the guys. And this is such a big part of why this organization is doing so well. And all of us in our org appreciate you and know how much you put in your job. You put so much pride every single day that inspires us to do the best we can to make you proud as well. And I love you so much, and thank you. I want to thank Pam. Pam really helped me with getting promoted out. Pam was a big part when we built that office that Eric just described. Pam was the main recruiter. We didn't have a recruiter before that, I think, right? We were trying to act as the recruiters or something. I don't know. But Pam showed up, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh, we better get it together. Pam is just bringing second round interviews, and a lot of people that got promoted out was people that Pam recruited. So Pam, thank you so much for everything you've done for this whole organization. I want to thank all the consultants. You guys set a great example, and you inspired me every day to work harder. And every single one of you have had some impact on my career. And I want to say some specific thank yous here to Adam. Adam, when I moved to Denver, I was scared. and you had your org weekend that weekend, and you invited me. You had no reason to invite me, and John was there, and I remember, I was sitting with John, and he said, pay attention to Adam. Look what he's doing, because you're capable to do the same. And then I spent time with you, and we had dinner, and I'm like, I get it. I have 3 guys right now, but I'm pretty sure I have more than 3 in the next couple of weeks. And you said, be yourself, take care of your people, and have a lot of fun while you're running your business, and everything will take care of it itself. And thank you for that. I want to thank Ed. Ed, your calls have helped me tremendously. And you're so generous with letting people get on your calls and listen to you. And it's so helpful me. My guys still, will call each other. We talk about them, and your advice is always spot on. I've run so many meetings based on your conference calls, and I'm really thankful to have you one of the coaches as well. And you've pushed me sometimes and called me out, and you had no reason to do that, and you always looked out for me, and I appreciate that. Matt, I love working with you in CenturyLink. I love that we partner up a lot of our guys together, and every time we, I send you a text or an email, you're like on it, and you're the type of guy that you just look out for everyone, and that's the type of the leader that our company is built on, unselfish, always grateful, and always looking out for every single person. Mike, you're so authentic. You're just yourself, bro. And every time I'm around you, I feel better. You talk a big game, and you back it up. And every time, and I've been around you and I'm not feeling good, you'll just say something or you'll point out something, and you're just gonna make me feel better. So I appreciate and always looking out for me. And Jamie, we've been going back and forth with pilots and solar, and every time I send you an email, within minutes you reply back. Your professionalism and work ethic is an inspiration. And I sometimes I think, am I working as hard as Jamie Hepp? And then sometimes I'm like, I can work harder, I can give more. Come on, Jamie's at work in me. So you push me, so thank you for that. I want to thank everyone at Cydcor, so many great people. We're so lucky to have all the support that we have every single day. Our businesses wouldn't be as great as they are if we didn't have Cydcor. So many people that I want to, thank, and all of you collectively make our business great, and this opportunity amazing. And I want to thank my Cyd group, Rebby, Sarah, Jimmy, Ken, Luke, Tedford, Ked Goodnick. You guys have become family, and I've learned so much being around you. It stretched my mind, and I've become a better leader and a better man because of our meetings. And I'm looking forward for those meetings for years to come. And Gary, thank you so much for investing in that, because I think it's just a great way for us to keep on growing. I'm going to talk a little bit about my guys. First off, I want to talk about my organizational recruiter, Ashley. Ash, you're an entrepreneur. That's what's amazing about you, right? You came into the business, and you've become you're like an owner. Every single day, you come in the office, and you're ready to go. And if I'm not, you're like, let's go, bro. That's what you say to me. Right? And and if I see you're not a kid, I'm in your face, let's go, right? So that partnership is so special, because you're looking at the business, not, I have to do my job. You're looking at this business, and you're let's grow it, let's go, let's provide more opportunity, let's promote deals, let's follow through with all our commitments. And that motivates me, pushes me, and I appreciate it, so thank you. I want to also thank all the recruiters in our organization. Every single day, I know how challenging your job is, but I see every single day what you do, and you're the business. You make this opportunity become real. You give us all the opportunity that we need to grow. So thank you for all your hard work. To my owners, Dave, Dew, Richard, Ali, Chris Mays, Danielle Ehrman, John Kim, Brett Park, Tim Dinn, Brandon Smith, then Mike Stratton, Shane, Jeanette, Bill, Greg, all you guys are like, it's just an honor to work for you. That's how I feel every single day. I show up to work to set a great example. I show up to work to do everything I can to provide a great opportunity and a great support to you, because I'm looking for you to get on the stage, and I'm looking for you to build great lives, and I know you will, because it's available to you, and you will follow through. So here's a couple of my lessons that I want to share with you. I got my call, I got promoted like that. I hit my numbers right at my 10-year mark running an office, and my first 6 years, they were a roller coaster. We're up and down, and I was like, oh, this is going well. No, it's not, right? Remember that graph that Jamie showed at the beginning? That's how I felt. It's like, oh, I got this. I was like, oh, no, I don't, right? And then I was like, oh, I'm definitely going to get promoted. And then I'm like, no, I'm not, right? So I went back and forth a lot. And when I moved to Denver, something changed. What changed was me. And I start understanding that I control my effort, I control my work ethic, I control how much fun I have. And at the end of the day, it's up to me, no one else. I love, like we're talking about as Cydcor 2.0 with Salesforce and everything that we're doing in the company. At the end of the day, it'll come down to us. What are we going to do, and what are you going to do every single day? So I stopped playing not to lose. I put my back against the wall, and I said, this is going to work, because I'm going to work. And I'm going to give it 100%. I'm not going to give it whatever I feel like it that specific day, because I always work hard, but I knew I have a new level of work ethic and intensity in me every single day. So I heard from John that he said, business is not about survival, it's about massive success. And if you take that approach, what's going to happen is you're just going to be unconditional. You're not going to do what you need to do. You're going to do what you want to do. And you're just going to attack it every single day. And you're going to be proud. And you're going to feel amazing. So I start attacking with interviewing, with recruiting, with time in the field, with time with my guys, with like packing my schedule and not having any dead time, making sure that every minute of my day was productive. And I started making better decisions, right? I started making decisions that I knew there were going to be decisions that are going to move the needle forward. They're going to move my business forward. Because I thought about how my life look if I mess this up. I thought about you know what? I have all the tools and all the support to live a life of a champion, and I can blow it. Because I don't feel doing the things that I know they're going to get the results. It's like going to the gym, right? You can go to the gym and just socialize. You can go to the gym and really lift hard, and you can take your supplements, and you can sleep, and you can drink a lot of water, and you can start seeing results if you do it every single day. But what I did was, my first 6 years, it was sometime I would do that. I would be 100%, wow, let's go. And then I would just take my foot off the pedal. And I was I don't get it. Why is it not why is the momentum not going? Why does it not keep on growing my organization? So I kept on pushing. And I push every day. I want to know every single day that I gave my absolute best, George's best. Not what's expected from me, but what is my best. And that takes a tremendous commitment, because it's not, we think that we work very hard, but then you look at other people and you realize we don't work as hard as we think we do. One of my friends is becoming a heart surgeon, and he told me he had 40 days in a row, 18-hour shifts. And I'm like, I found a person that outworks Jamie Hepp, right? And it made me think again, like, why am I thinking I'm working so hard? I can do more. So every single day, I knew I was going to be a product of my efforts. Every single day, I pushed hard, and my desire of becoming successful was much greater than the fear of what might happen. People that live in the past, they say they're depressed. People that live in the future have anxiety. And I think I lived a lot in the future when I was not willing to do all the work that needed to be done. So I said, today is going to be my best day. Today, I'm going to give everything I have because that's all I can control. So I started chaining back-to-back days like that. And eventually, I started seeing my guys doing the same thing. And then the org was the same exact way. They were like, let's go. And then it becomes like very motivating. Your guys are not bringing excuses. They're like bringing all their goals and what they're going to accomplish because they know, well, the only thing they have to do is just like apply themselves and work very hard. And if you do that, you know, you're going to get to reach all your goals, no doubt. Is this water mine? Maybe I'm drinking Melissa's water here. Okay, so I want to say some last thank yous. First off, I want to say thank you to all my family that's watching right now, Periscope. How cool is that, right? That they're like in Greece, they're watching, I don't know where they're all over the place. I want to say a big thank you to them. I love you, and thanks for taking the time to watch this live. I want to thank my aunt and uncle for being here. It's just great to see you here, and they came all the way from Greece, and they've always been extremely supportive, and they've always treated me like their fifth son. They have 4 boys, and they've always taken me under the wing, and they always look out for me, and unconditional support and love, and they're just like great people, and I'm so fortunate to have them in my life, and this wouldn't happen if I didn't have all your support through when I was in college and throughout the whole career. You know, I love you. I want to thank my sisters. I'm super protective of my sisters. I'm the oldest brother, and I always look out for them, and I love them so much. And they've always, like, they're great friends with each other, great friends to me, and I love them so much. And I hope you're proud today. And it's just exciting just to see your younger sisters like growing up and becoming women and starting their families. This is like so awesome. And this is the reason why I do this, because I want to be part of all that and help you throughout your whole life. And, you know, I'm going to tell you a quick story about my mom. Yeah, Eric says like everyone knows my mom. You know, my mom is my biggest supporter and always been, and I think like she always will be. And yeah. And I'll tell you a quick story. What happened was like, I was learning how to ride a bicycle. So my dad was working. My mom said like, I will teach you how to ride a bicycle. I'm like, okay, cool. I just need to because all my cousins are riding bicycles and I don't know how. I still have like a little training wheel on it and they're making fun of me. So we get on the bicycle and I start pedaling and I lost balance and I fell because I said, okay, how am I doing? And she was like way back there, and I realized that she's not holding, supporting me. So I fell, and the way I felt, like I busted open my elbow and I was bleeding, and I was crying, and I didn't want to get on the bicycle again. Because I was like, I don't need to learn how to ride the bicycle. I'll stick to the training wheels, like who cares? I won't be cool for as long as I don't have, And my mom picked me up, I think, from my ear, and she said, you better get on this bicycle right now. And I'm like, no. I'm like, crying and like bleeding. And she says, you're going to learn how to ride it today, and you get on it right now. And I'm like, I get on it because I see I have no other option here, right? And I remember I was trying to pedal. I was crying and bleeding the whole time, right? And she says to me, at the end I was able to ride, and she's like, she said to me, you see, you did it. So always remember, that whatever you want to accomplish, you will. And I don't know why this story is stuck to me, because I always remember every time I failed or I didn't feel good about what I was doing, I remember, all I had to do is just keep on going at it, and eventually you'll figure it out. So Mom, thank you so much for all you've done. You have unconditional love for your kids. You're an amazing mother. You are so supportive and so loving, and we're so lucky to have you in our lives. And I know how proud you are today, and I'm very happy that you're here to experience and see this, because I all the hard work and all the last 10, 12 years, I always remembered that I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep on going, and we're going to get there. So thank you. Yeah. So about 8 months ago, I made another commitment, and it's a big one. And Gary helped me a lot, and my mom, and a lot of people, because similar to Eric, I'm like, I know she's amazing, but I'm like, I got to figure this thing out, right? And the way I feel about, Kristen is I'm very lucky. And, I really have learned how to love, being around you, because you are so thoughtful and so caring, and you are all in, and every single day you remind me to enjoy the moment and be present, and that today is our best day of our lives. And one of the things that I'm the proudest of in the whole world is that I make you happy. And that energizes me and makes me feel so great about our future. And I'm looking forward to marrying you and starting a beautiful family together. And I know your idea is that our baby's going to look like John Stamos or something, right? That's the plan, right? I get it. Okay. It's like Greek and Irish or something. Oh, okay. But I love you very much, and thank you for everything. Just one last thing I want to share with you guys. Keep dreaming big. Keep thinking big, and push yourself as much as you can. We talked about grit, and I'll tell you this, that people that have grit will figure out a way, and they will reach all their goals. But you have to think big. Don't think about what will happen if, with fear. Think about what you can do, and anything is possible as long as you think about it and as long as you attack it every single day, right? There is tremendous amount of opportunity in the business, and the people that are going to attack it with a lot of grit will get it. Thank you very much.